Well, good morning, everyone. I will now call to order the September 18th, 2025 Clackamas County Board of Commissioner Business Meeting. County Administrator Gary Schmidt, would you please call the roll for us?
Yes, thank you, Chair. First, our staff support today, Clerk to the Board, Andrew Jiraki, Acting County Counsel, Jeff Munns. Roll call, Commissioner West.
Here.
Commissioner Schrader.
Here.
Commissioner Helm.
Here.
Commissioner Savas.
Present.
Chair Roberts.
Here, and thank you, Gary. Would you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, our first item up is public communication, and just to remind everybody, testimony is limited to 3 minutes per person. I'd ask that the comments be respectful and courteous. As a reminder, you can also email submissions for public communication at bcc@clackamas.us, and these will be accepted as part of the public record. I will take in-person testimony first, and before I turn it over to the clerk, I would just ask folks today, we are on an extremely tight timeline. Gary and I talked about this. I value the 3 minutes and don't want to go away from that, but I would ask if people could keep their comments shorter. That would be fantastic, because we have a stop dead at 11:30, and we have a lot to cover today. So just with that being said, I also want to acknowledge that I know the entire board got a lot of emails and comments, and I want to say that we all had a chance to look at them. I think there was one letter with 19 signatures on it. We also had 6 other emails from a number of individuals, and we've had the chance to read each and every one of those. So thank you for your input. And with that being said, I'll turn it over to the clerk to moderate this in-person testimony. So go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you're attending this meeting in person today and would like to speak during general public communication, this is a reminder to please fill out a blue card if you've not yet done so and deposit in the box by the center doors. I will call on them in the order that they are received. A special note for today, if you could please come forward 2 at a time. I will read 2 names. Please come forward, and you'll each take turns using your 3 minutes to speak. The first 2 folks to speak today, Steve Bates and Kelly Bartholomew after. Steve Bates and Kelly Bartholomew, please come forward.
I feel important. I get to be first.
There you go.
You want to pass them out? Okay, very good. Thank you. Chair Roberts and Commissioners, for the record, I'm Steve Bates, a 48-year resident of Boring, Oregon. In the past, many people have referred to me as the unofficial mayor of Boring because I care about my community. The Boring Station Trailhead Park is in terrible condition. You have a packet in front of you that gives you additional background material, including these 2 pictures. The first is this picture from 2020. Our park was pristine and green. This picture is from July 3rd of this year. It's brown, and that's why we frown. Green spaces and parks are great for mental health. Mental health has been a big issue for a lot of people through the last few years. This truth extends back to the 19th century. New York Central Park is the prime example, as it was founded in 1858. This is why the results of your 2019 County Services Survey showed your constituents ranked funding parks number 6 out of 40 categories. But what happens when green space is brown? A park with brown grass and bare dirt with signs of poor maintenance reduces the psychological restoration that well-maintained parks provide. Why have parks if they are a dismal place to go? What was once the gem of the county park system is now an eyesore. Why has Clackamas County Parks ignored the Boring Station Trailhead Park? We keep getting the runaround. The water's been turned off for several years. Plants are dying and blackberry is taking over. The Boring community puts a lot of money in the county general fund every year. We expect some of that money to be spent on caring for the Boring Park. Needless to say, the people who gave their time and treasure to bring the Boring Station Trailhead Park to reality are very disappointed. The community of Boring is asking for your help to bring the Boring Station Trailhead Park back to its former condition. Thank you, and I'll kept my comments as short as possible, Chair.
All right, thank you. And we will follow up on that. Thank you.
Ms. Bartholomew, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Gary.
Good morning, Commissioners. As most of you know, my name's Kelly Bartholomew. I'm a resident of Clackamas County, and I live on Stafford Road. And I want to provide you a brief update quickly, what is happening with the Stafford Road transmission line proposal. Today, the Planning Department is scheduled to issue a recommendation to the hearings officer for next week as to whether they are going to recommend approval or denial of PGE's permit. And I wish I could tell you that's the end of the road for this project, but over the last almost 3 years, I've learned that PGE is an octopus and a bull. They have their tentacles everywhere, and they bully through a lot of regulatory authority. So their strategy is to litigate and litigate and litigate until the little guy can't afford to litigate anymore. And our community has rallied over the last 3 years. Really proud of them, but they're getting donor fatigue, obviously. There's other solutions. PGE is implementing them all over the region. Batteries, smart grids, there's plenty of other technology, solar. And so I just wanted to say that because I have a feeling this will come back to you at some point because PGE is very litigious. So I'm just hoping that you stand up for our communities. And then the last thing I wanted to say is, have you guys been to the Dahlia Festival in Canby? Okay, for those of you who haven't, it's amazing. It's like acres of rainbow-colored fields, like just beautiful. And so we drove this weekend out through Mountain Road, and you drive by a little golf course, and then you drive by an emu farm, and then you drive by an alpaca farm, and then you go through the woods, and you come down to the river, and there's a little ferry that takes like 4 to 6 cars across the river, and then it's like a 5-minute drive to the Dahlia farm. As I was driving down Mountain Road, I was reminded that if Stafford Road is allowed to have transmission lines, Mountain Road is next. It's on the scenic road list, and you have a picture of what it will look like if it's allowed to proceed. So I'm hoping it's not, and thank you for hearing me.
Thank you.
Next, Jeremy Clem. Jeremy Clem and Ashley Gardner. Jeremy Clem and Ashley Gardner, please come forward. You'll each have 3 minutes.
Hello, Council. How are we doing?
Good.
Thanks. We were asked to come here from DACA to support the sale of the courthouse. I don't know too much information about it personally, but it would be an advantageous thing to have in our community, especially in downtown. Our business could probably thrive a lot better had we have a support network put in place to help us succeed. And Main Street could really use the benefit of having that courthouse sold. That's all I know. Thanks.
Thank you.
My name's Ashley. I'm also at making Alti and Berries in downtown Oregon City. I've been in Oregon City for about 4 years now. Really like this end of town. I grew up on the east side, and I like the pace of life on this side. But I think the sale of the courthouse would be very beneficial to the downtown as a whole. Like, we need some new blood down there, so to speak. I've only been down here, we've owned the bar for 2.5 years, and everybody that I talked to that's been down here for years and years has just said ever since COVID, it's just like downtown, just not as vigorous as it used to be. So I think having something new down there would be very beneficial. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Next, Jonathan Owens. Jonathan Owens and Jerry Herman. Jonathan Owens and Jerry Herman, please come forward. You'll each have 3 minutes.
Sure.
Chair and Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Jonathan Owens. I'm the Executive Director of the Oregon City Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of the Chamber, I'd like to reaffirm our strong support for the Main Street County Courthouse project that you're considering. The decision is about more than transferring land. It's about unlocking a transformational project for the community of Oregon City and the county seat. The redevelopment plans replace a building that cannot continue to be used safely with new housing, retail storefronts, and parking. This mix will not only serve the residents of Oregon City, but also attract new businesses, create jobs, and provide the kind of economic vibrancy that leads to reinvigoration of the downtown Oregon City corridor. This project could be the catalyst that stimulates economic development in a city that has struggled to attract investment. Every delay in approving the sale pushes back the possibility for housing, active storefronts, and the kind of development that signals to investors that Oregon City is open for growth. The Chamber respectfully urges you to approve the sale of this project today, now, so that the project can begin in earnest and we can start fostering a thriving and sustainable, economically vibrant downtown and city. Please help us to make the story of Oregon City and the county seat about its momentum and progress, not about its unrealized potential. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, my name is Jerry Herman. I'm speaking on behalf of myself and my organization, Rivers of Life Center. First of all, the main things I want to talk about was the abilities of level development. When I have gotten involved knowing about developments, I want to know who the people were and what they do and what their success is. One case was ClackCo, which is kind of stalled right now, but the people that were involved in there were the right people to get the job done. It has not happened yet, but you have a courthouse, it's your property, and level development's been involved in other projects with meritorious benefits. Abernathy Green never happened, but boy, it was an effort, and I helped them identify some of the environmental issues, and then they figured out with the agencies how to get that resolved. I still would like to see that project move forward. Here I am, the environmental person, but I'm a practical environmental person wanting to see developers get the job done, in your case, with you, in response and cooperation and a partnership with you. Other developments they've done included, besides Abernathy Green, which is not done, but the plans were approved in all aspects, is the Boone out in Wilsonville, which is in an urban renewal district, which they took other steps with vertical housing to create. Many apartments, up-level, upscale kinds of things were done there, and environmental enhancements. Another one is, the Grand at Belmont in Portland, which won a statewide award and national award with the Landmarks Commission because they did it right and involved both retail and housing together. Another one comes to mind, which I have looked at, is Windward in Lake Oswego. I'd ask you to take a look at it sometime. 200-plus units that were successfully executed. Beautiful project, again, celebrating the environment and also providing housing. So my hope is that you'd give the developer a chance and respect his efforts thus far. He'll get the job done for you. Again, why am I behind this whole thing? Because developers get the work done. I think you know that. You cooperate with them all the time. But developers don't come along very often that have a strong attitude of both environmental enhancement and community building, level development. Hopefully we'll have a chance to do this project for you. Lastly, I'd like to say you have a number of features down there nobody thought about. The 8th Street corridor, which is right next to your courthouse, has a waterfall that comes down and then disappears. Singer Creek Falls. It could be daylighted as a part of additional efforts with some thinking. And then the 8th Street dock, which I've worked on since 2015, was the embarking point for all commerce in Oregon back in the 1860s. That could be reestablished too. It could be a wonderful element, your courthouse, for regional cultural history, natural history, and economic development. Thank you for letting me speak to you.
Thank you.
Next, Andy Bush and Danielle Walsh. Andy Bush and Danielle Walsh, please come forward. Mr. Bush, go ahead, please.
Good morning, Chair Roberts and fellow commissioners. My name is Andy Bush, and I am a fifth-generation business and building owner of Bush Furniture located in the 800 block directly across from the former courthouse. I want to take a moment and talk about why pushing forward on this downtown landmark housing project is so important to all of us. By bringing more residents right into the heart of downtown, we're not just adding housing, we're building a stronger and safer community. More people living downtown means more foot traffic, more vibrancy, and more life on our city streets at all hours. This isn't just about developing a residential component downtown. It's about creating a thriving local economy. More residents will naturally support our businesses, our coffee shops, our restaurants, and all those small retailers that make downtown special. It's a win-win. A richer community fabric for us and a more prosperous environment for our local economy. So, let's move ahead and bring this positive change to life together. Thanks for supporting this milestone endeavor to finally bring residential to downtown Oregon City. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there. My name is Danielle Walsh, and I'm the owner of White Rabbit Book Cafe, and I sit on the corner of 99E and Main. So I'm owner occupied, and I've been downtown for about 6 years now. I've invested, the only thing unlimited for a small business owner is time, and I work 7 days a week, and I know that those of you that have had small business, this is what you do. I've also invested my savings and part of my retirement into this project and into this community that I love. I'm very proud of being a part of the Oregon City Main Street. I went through a rebrand recently, and my family and friends and community showed up to help me, and Seth showed up with his drill, shockingly enough, and said, "Put me to work, Danielle, how long do we have?" And I said, "I can't afford to be closed a weekend." 5 days. And he said, "I'm real concerned we can't do this." And I said, "We don't have a choice." So we're working nights, we're working, and loaned me equipment, put together furniture for me, and was there daily to help us. And this is what I'm talking about what Oregon City represents, and it is that sense of community. I understand the difficulty of change. So I had a mural on the side of my building. I'm not sure if y'all are aware of that. And I still receive discontented messages about it not being there. And what people don't know is that wall was hollow clay tile because there was a building in 99E that they took down, and we were told by a structural engineer that everyone would die inside in case of an earthquake. It would have been grandfathered in, but instead I chose to take my very small budget and spend the time and the money to go ahead and reinforce that wall for the community. And so I understand that seeing the courthouse go is upsetting to some people, but you can't please all the people 100% of the time. But I trust this council that you know what is best for Oregon City, and having construction down on the old Blue Heron site, the Confederated Tribes are doing a great job, but having that and then having an abandoned building, there's a chance you could put me out of business. And we're indie all the way down, and I'm begging you not to do that. So I am hoping that if you do not accept this plan, you have something immediately to put in place. Because we looked far and wide for somebody that had a plan. We found somebody, and not only is that it's a person who's invested in our community and in us. So I'm begging you. Please don't put me out of business, and I understand people will be unhappy with you, and I'm sorry about that, like the mural. But sometimes we need to make a change.
Thank you.
Good job.
Next, Juliana Allen and Mike Mitchell. Juliana Allen and Mike Mitchell, please come forward.
first?
Ms.
Okay.
Allen, go ahead, please.
Okay,
Good
thank
morning.
you. Hello, my name is Juliana Allen, and I am the Executive Director of the Downtown Oregon City Association and a resident of Happy Valley. I am here today speaking on my own behalf as well. Thank you for your continued attention to this issue that is vital to the Oregon City community, especially to the downtown business district. This project is not just another development proposal. It is a plan that will bring exactly what the downtown needs: housing, retail, parking, and an improved public gathering space. It is central to the economic health of our district. The alternative is a long-term dormant property sitting at the 50-yard line of our Main Street. If this building is allowed to sit vacant for an extended period of time, I really hesitate to see what could become of our downtown district. We're already seeing more people exhibiting erratic behavior downtown, and a large empty building will only compound those safety concerns. What we need is more people and more positive activity in the heart of the district, not less. The business community has spoken consistently and clearly. Their sentiment has not wavered. They want this project to move forward. At a recent Main Street conference on historic preservation, I decided it was a good idea to ask the experts where they draw the line between meaningful preservation and simply preserving for its own sake. Their answer was clear. When a building is no longer economically viable and the cost to maintain it exceeds the cost to remove it, the county's own studies reached the same conclusion. The courthouse is structurally unsound and unsafe, which is why a new facility had to be built. Commissioners, you now have a well-vetted plan that brings housing, retail, jobs, and an enhanced public space. I respectfully ask you to approve the DDA today and join the voices of the many constituents who fully support this project and are excited to see what possibilities await in the heart of downtown Oregon City. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Mike Mitchell. I'm an Oregon City resident. And as you all know, I'm an Oregon City Commissioner, but I'm speaking this morning just for myself. Behind me, you see a lot of the same individuals who were here the last time you talked about this, many of them owners of small businesses on our Main Street. And as has already been said, the one thing that small business owners don't have enough of is time. Well, there's others, but time for sure. They've taken their time again to come back here to make sure that you understand that they are still in favor of this project. They're committed to this project. Two important things. One is the economic vitality that it will add to downtown, as well as the housing, which is a longstanding goal of the Oregon City Commission to get housing downtown. The second concern that they have is delay. And if you were to go back to the well now, this will delay this project for at least a year, if not 2 years, with absolutely no reason to believe that the outcome will be any different. Conditions on the site haven't improved. The economy is still in a lot of turmoil. Who knows what tariffs are going to do to construction material prices. All of the uncertainty around this project is still there. There's no reason to think that going out again would result in something different, and it definitely will delay, which is a huge threat to our downtown businesses. You have a terrific proposal before you from a solid, caring developer. I urge you to go forward with today with approving the DDA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Jessica Mackin and Tara Wansthal. Jessica and Tara, please come forward. You'll each have 3 minutes.
She wants me to go first. Good morning, Chair Smith and Commissioners. My name is Tara Wanstall, and I'm both a resident of Oregon City and the owner of Watershed Cafe, located directly across the street from the former courthouse site. I'm here today to express my strong support for moving forward with the redevelopment and selection of Level Development Northwest as the county's partner. This project embodies the goals of Oregon City's 2040 vision, creating a vibrant, walkable, and livable downtown with a mix of housing, retail, and engaging public spaces. Bringing residential housing downtown is crucial not just for the new units, but for establishing comparables that will encourage more housing investment, adaptive reuse nearby, which could leverage existing infrastructure and underutilized spaces. The city has long envisioned and worked toward bringing residential housing downtown, and this goal finally has a clear path to realization through this project. A 2013 study conducted in partnership between the City of Oregon City and Portland State University titled Live It Up Downtown, a framework for housing in downtown Oregon City, emphasized that the first project's goal to bring housing downtown was monumentally important. This initial development sets a vital precedent for the foundation of future growth. If 2013 feels like a short time ago, 2040 feels even closer. We need to act now. Level Development Northwest Plan for Liberty Plaza is especially exciting. They're expanding, revitalizing, and redesigning the plaza into a true community hub that will foster engagement, celebration, and connection, a key element of the 2040 vision. Liberty Plaza will be granted to the city, ensuring that it remains a public asset for all residents to enjoy. We'd be hard-pressed to find a developer willing to do this. Importantly, this is a development disposition agreement sale, meaning the county will stay actively involved to ensure that the project is delivered as proposed. The structure provides ongoing accountability and collaboration, protecting the community interests and guaranteeing that this important development stays on track. No public funds will be used. This is a smart private investment bringing public benefits without burdening taxpayers. As Commissioner Savas has said, this is a catalytic project that can spark positive change across Oregon City and Clackamas County. I call on the city officials and staff to provide their full-throated support behind this project, as it is in complete alignment with Oregon City's long-term vision. Finally, I urge you to approve this project today. Every day we delay is a day of lost revenue for me and local businesses like mine, and missed opportunities to bring new vitality to our downtown. Thank you for your time and your leadership.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Macklin, and I am a therapist and owner of Northwest Treatment. Northwest Treatment has been part of the downtown Oregon City since 1982, when my father opened it. We have been serving all kinds of different community members and improving our local individuals' lives long-term. I already submitted my written statement last night because I had a therapist appointment this morning who happened to cancel. So talking about trying to keep an eye on the time, it is something where it is very difficult for us to come and, speak up about these items. And it's something where we feel, wonderful to do so when you have public comment. Liberty Plaza is really important for revitalizing the downtown space. And it's something where, given the concern of the courthouse and the building and the finances, I'm a little frustrated that we're back here since I turned in another statement back in May. And so I would very much urge to please move forward with this, because all of us as small businesses are hurting right now actively and could be made better with this approval. So I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Next, William Gifford and Cassandra Beldovitz. William Gifford and Cassandra Beldovitz, please come forward. You'll each have 3 minutes. Mr. Gifford, go ahead, please.
Good morning, thank you. My name is William Gifford. I live in Oregon City, and I'm not going to take a lot of time reiterating all of the positive aspects to this project, because there's so many of them, and I don't need to spend any time talking about the negative aspects because I haven't heard any, especially from the business community behind me. I just want to very simply encourage you not to be caught in the often trite saying of paralysis by analysis. Get this done, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like that, paralysis by analysis. Hi, my name is Cassandra. I am the owner of Corsella Cellars. I have a tasting room right on Main Street downtown. I'm not going to lie, this is harvest for me, so this is an incredibly busy time, and I really don't have time to be here today, but here I am because I'm really passionate about this project. As it is with the courthouse moving, we've already seen a decrease in the amount of people downtown, which has hurt all of the businesses downtown. I think the goal here is to have Oregon City be a vibrant and economically sustainable place to be. I think that leaving the courthouse in place is only going to cost the residents
hundreds of millions of dollars just to keep it empty, but it becomes an eyesore and honestly becomes a safety issue, I feel. I think it's really important that we go forward with this as soon as possible so we can continue to revitalize the downtown and make sure that all of the small businesses that make up Oregon City and make it an adorable place that people want to come and visit and hang out, I think it's really important that we move forward with this sooner than later. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Kent Ziegler and April Lambert. Kent Ziegler and April Lambert, please come forward. And while they come forward, this is a final call. If you have not yet deposited a blue card in the box and wish to speak during general public communication today, please fill one out and deposit in the box by the door. Thank you. Mr. Ziegler, go ahead, please.
You want me to go ahead? Okay. With Chair Roberts, fellow Commissioners West, Schrader, Helm, and Savas, good to see all of you again today. To be honest with you, I didn't expect to be giving testimony again on this matter, but I welcome the opportunity to do so. When we, being a fourth-generation Oregonian and having grown up in Oregon City, I know the amazing value that that courthouse building had for our community. But the key thing to recognize now is that building is no longer generating any revenue or generating any usefulness for the community. A few of the facts that Seth Henderson has pointed out for level 1 is the building is not on the tax rolls at this point in time. His proposal would generate approximately $12 million in system development charges. It would improve Liberty Plaza for a more engaging environment for the community and its citizens. It would provide much-needed housing, which a lot of local businesses, they talk about how the sidewalks roll up at 5 o'clock because everybody goes home. While having people actually living downtown adds a sense of vibrancy to a community, and people want to come visit. They have a reason to want to be here, and it's important that we continue to thrive, not just survive, but thrive. Oregon City has so much going for it. We will have new retail, we have increased parking, and as president of the Oregon City Business Alliance over the last several years, I've had the honor and the privilege to meet with a lot of local businesses, and I know they need help. And one of the things that provides help is high tide raises all ships. Having something happening in the courthouse that brings a renewed interest to Main Street will help all those businesses, again, thrive. And you as commissioners, you know, you can play a big part in this. You've already approved an engagement opportunity with level 1. Now we just want to see you go forward. 2 reasons. It establishes confidence with the existing businesses downtown, but it also saves taxpayers approximately $450,000 a year in maintenance costs. As we know, costs of everything else in our society are going up, and the county has to look at where do our dollars, our limited dollars, be spent. I don't think it's prudent to take taxpayer money to support an empty building when you have so many other needs in the community that needs those funds. So as I said before when I gave testimony, I strongly support that you go forward with your original decision to engage in this project. And as everybody else said, the sooner the better for everyone. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Ms. Lambert, go ahead, please.
Thank you. My name is April Lambert, and I'm a resident of Damascus, Oregon, and an employee here at Clackamas County. And I have been struggling with a heavy heart about our county's handling of accessibility for people with disabilities. An example, at the Lake Road Health Center, where we had an electric door opener that was set for only 15 seconds. It hit multiple customers with disabilities because it closed too soon. This continued for an entire year, despite several requests to have it fixed. Currently, we don't even have an accessible door, and we haven't since we moved to the lower level of our building at the beginning of summer. Again, despite multiple requests to have this fixed. Plus, we've had a malfunctioning elevator that repeatedly trapped customers and employees in it. Please know that these problems are happening at multiple locations throughout our county. This weekend, my pastor gave a wonderful sermon about forgiveness and repentance. She asked the congregation how many people have made decisions that they regret. Every hand, including mine, was raised. She talked about how great it is that God's grace is new each morning and that we have loving, open arms and forgiveness, and it's beautiful. And it's even more beautiful when we take the extra step to repent and start doing things right. And that's what I'm asking for today. I'm requesting the following actions: an audit of all of our leased and owned properties to determine what needs to be fixed expediently, and to make them fully accessible again, and to get us back in compliance with state and federal law. An audit to understand what our current protocols are for handling accessible equipment and services in order to improve the response process to ensure that these are handled immediately and thoroughly. An audit of our programs and services to see where we are excluding people with disabilities and how to best address this, starting with the Senate Bill 729, to ensure that we are offering equitable access to mental health services to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And an audit of our hiring and recruitment practices to improve opportunity and access for employment for people with disabilities here at the county. I've printed out these requests and I'll provide them to our wonderful clerk. I know that every single person in this room cares. I know that you do. And none of us are perfect. But we all work hard. And I appreciate all that you do. I really do. Today, with this, we need to do more than just care. We need to take action. Please let this be the day that things change. Thank you. And I'll provide this again with our clerk.
Thank you, Ms. Lambert.
Thank you.
Next, Brainerd Brower and Betty Mumm. Brainerd Brow and Betty Mumm. Please come forward. You'll each have 3 minutes.
So, good morning. My name is Brainerd Brower. I'm a Clackamas County resident in the Redland area. I didn't come for this get-together. I want to thank you again for doing these public testimony at the beginning of the meeting. I'm not a resident or involved in downtown Oregon City, but I'm encouraged if there's a focus on bringing vibrancy back into Oregon City. And yes, I'm torn about taking the courthouse down. I kind of go, I like to preserve stuff. But this testimony is making me think vibrancy is more important, so. And I don't know the details. I know the structural issue, but that's all. And the reason I came today is because I'm dealing with Clackamas County Septic Department, which, pun intended, is a shit show. And I doubt hardly anybody who's worked with the department would disagree. And I think the department has tried to administrate somehow a way to deal with staffing issues, and it has created a bureaucracy that is untenable. And I hope you're aware of it. I think you are. I've heard there's some work going on with some more staffing and things, but not being able to have access to the counter. I got an appointment today after a week, but it was a short one, and all I got was a couple forms. I had to go back to planning to pay another $282 to have them sign off again that land use is okay. But through this building process I've gone through, this is probably the 4th time I've done that. Maybe the terminology is slightly different, but it's reviewing the same information. So there's just not an overlap to streamline. I mean, so all the applications here have to go through septic themselves. I've had to go through a major septic redo of my septic system before I put up the other building. So I've added drain field. It's all on record. Yet now I'm assigned to go hire an outside consultant to review the whole thing again and sign off because of quoting DEQ OARs. And DEQ OARs are not updated, so they're not the end all. And there is discretion. So I'm asking that there is efficiency brought to the process, intelligence brought to the process, and make our permit system work. And yes, the septic department should be accountable to be at the desk. Yeah. And help us, serve us as citizens. Gosh, so. I just don't know how much you're aware of, so I'm going to just say it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Betty Mumm, citizen of Oregon City. Thank you for letting me speak today. As you know, there is one proposal for the courthouse to be developed, and I am personally amazed that you even got one person to try and take on this project. with the economy the way it is, interest rates the way they are. I'm just really amazed. And the fact that the city of Oregon City is not known for working with developers. But I'm amazed that you got one. So I just want to throw my support behind it. I also want to say that I am a member of the Oregon City Chamber, and we are having our gala on the 26th, and I would encourage one or all to attend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and I forgot, I got it right this time. I am older than the new courthouse and younger than the old courthouse.
Thank you.
Last time I messed it up.
Thank you to you both. Mr. Chair, the final two cards I've received for those who wish to speak in person today are Matthew Broderick and Seth Henderson. Matthew Broderick and Seth Henderson, please come forward.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Matthew. I'm a business owner and former chair of the Oregon City Chamber of Commerce. You've all seen me manning the camera at OCBA. I think this entire process has been a victory for the groups that make up Oregon City. City Manager Tony Conkle, Mayor McGriff, the Clackamas, and Oregon City commissioners who make sure business and community leaders had a seat at the table, downtown businesses who showed up to meetings, Downtown Oregon City Association, and the Chamber of Commerce, even as they navigated leadership changes. Ooh, sorry, I don't usually talk publicly. And of course, the public who wanted a McMinimums originally, next to their McMinimums. What this collaboration has given us is a plan that is smart, timely, and feasible. Most importantly, this brings something to downtown that we've needed for a long time, housing. And this has massive potential. How many of those families will bring art? How many will become regular foot traffic at the breakfast places? Do you think one or two will fall deeply in love with downtown and become a community voice? Maybe one or two will start a business. And I hope that more than a handful become regulars at McMinimums or Archbridge Tap House. And then some will go on first dates at Mia Famiglia or buy their wall art from Imperfecta or First City Celebration. People often say, if you build it, they will come. In my experience, that's not always been true. I've seen plenty of things get built and no one came. I'd like to offer an alternative. If you bring them, they will build it. So when I was young, I lived in an immigrant community. You'll know it's in Birmingham. And it changed based on who was there. The Irish originally moved into this place and they made an Irish pub, and it was a really good pub. There was lots of people that went. And it became a Muslim majority neighborhood, and the pub suffered because Muslims don't drink. And the last time I checked, it was a majority Polish community, and that bar was bustling. My point is that people tend to change their surroundings to suit them. And this plan brings lots of change makers, taste makers to Oregon City, so I welcome that. I'm excited to find out what our 90 new families will bring. Business, art, community connections, and I'm grateful to you and the rest of the dedicated people, including these folks here, that worked so hard to bring this plan to life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Henderson, go ahead, please.
Good morning, Chair, Commissioners. My name's Seth Henderson. My contact information is on the card. When I came this morning, I thought I'd be most nervous about public speaking or potentially what your vote would be on the DDA. Hearing that, it's actually letting down those people. So in terms of partnering with somebody who is fully vested and making sure that this project is successful, I can honestly say I think you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody more committed. I want to say thank you to all the small businesses that showed up today, took time out of their day. I know that's not easy to do. 2 invitations for you. Betty beat me to it, but next Friday, and I believe Commissioner Savas, you've actually already signed up, thank you. Carver Event Center, hopefully someday the county event center somewhere, but the Chamber's having their gala, so I hope to see you there because That supports the small businesses, which is the lifeblood of the economy in Clackamas County. The other event is next Thursday is the Fall Wine Walk for DOCA. We figured out that if you put wineries and have people drink while they're shopping, the retailers do a lot better. So I hope potentially some of you might come to that event as well. I will be sitting front row center. If you have any questions about the RFEI or our response or the DDA, I'd be happy to come back up and answer them. And I mentioned this to Gary, but having negotiated agreements in Washington and Oregon and California, working with Amanda, who had to step in, and Nancy and Tony, the final product, an amicable process and an agreement that both parties at the end say this is fair to everyone. This is probably the best process I've been through in 30 years. So you have exceptional staff. Thank you for your time.
Great to hear. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, with your assent, I'll move to those who are attending virtually. If you're attending this meeting virtually and wish to comment during public communication, this is your opportunity to please raise your hand, and I will call on you in the order that I see. This is a final call if you are attending this meeting virtually and wish to comment, to please raise your hand, and I will call on you in the order that I see. Mr. Les Poole, I'll unmute you, and you'll have 3 minutes. Mr. Poole, we're unable to hear you if you're speaking right now. Mr. Poole, you are still muted. If you're not able to fix it, we'll move on. Mr. Chair, Mr. Poole seems to be the only person online who wishes to speak, but he appears to be having technical difficulties.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on.
We're going to have to move on, Chair. Sorry.
With that, I see no other members of the public, either physically or virtually present, who wish to speak during general public communication today, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. I will now close the public communication portion. We'll move on. Before we move on, any comments, Gary?
Yes, thank you. So the courthouse, I'm hearing a lot of, why are you talking about this again? Because this is a publicly owned building, and while bureaucracy can be a bad thing, in this case, it's a good thing. We're taking this very, very seriously on how you are dispensing with a publicly owned building. You approved negotiating with Seth and his company, but you have to now approve the final agreement, which we always bring back to you for final approval. We have this as a board discussion item today, so you can make any public comments you wish before you vote. It can be a 2-minute conversation, but that's why we've structured it the way we have. Thank you to the members of the public who came today to share your views, but it is a very important decision that you will make formally, finally, today. If I may quickly, Mr. Brower, thank you for your feedback. We are going to formally respond to you. My staff's been working on that. Yes, the septic program has no county general funds. It's entirely supported by fees. Prior boards of commissioners would not raise the fees to run the program, so it has been understaffed. This board just did approve fees as of July 1st. It's only September. We're using those fees now to beef up the staffing. It's not an excuse, but that's the reason why the program has been underfunded to provide the exceptional support that the public expects. For Ms. Lambert, thank you for your input. I believe we are doing a form of audit, but clearly it's not enough, so I'll work with you and follow up on your request. Thank you very much for doing that. Those are my updates, Chair.
All right. I know Commissioner West has his light on. If it's about the courthouse, can we hold to that, or is it something different you wanted to comment?
Are we going to respond to testimony now, or when will we respond to testimony?
I think under the discussion of the courthouse, if we could move to that.
Okay.
Is that right? Okay. So with that being said, I will now recess as a Board of County Commissioners and convene as a Housing Authority Board. Gary, what's next?
Thank you. This is the consent agenda for the Housing Authority of Clackamas County. Joining you online is Housing Resident Commissioner Ann Leenstra. Commissioner Leenstra, thank you for waiting. Are you still there?
Yes, good morning.
Great, good morning. Thank you. All right, Andrew, would you please read the consent agenda?
Housing Authority of Clackamas County Consent Agenda. Item A, approval of a resolution designating the chair, the executive director, and the director of housing development as authorized officers to execute all agreements related to the closing of the Clackamas Heights redevelopment project. Funding is through federal low-income tax credit equity and loans, Oregon Housing and Community Services, Metro Affordable Housing Bonds, and Housing Authority disposition proceeds. No county general funds are involved. Mr. Chair, that concludes the Housing Authority consent agenda.
Thank you very much. Any of my colleagues wish to remove an item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
Chair, I move we approve the Housing Authority consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Right, thank you. Commissioner Helm has moved to approve the consent agenda. Commissioner Schrader has seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the poll.
Commissioner Leenstra.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Schrader.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Gary, what's next?
Thank you, Chair. Would you please convene as the Water Environment Services Board? Bottom of page 3.
Yes, I'm sorry. I will now adjourn as the Housing Authority Board and convene as the Water Environment Services Board of Directors.
Thank you,
Gary.
Chair. Thank you, Commissioner Leenstra, for joining. Next, you're now meeting as the Water Environment Services Board of Directors. First, a public hearing, approval of a resolution adopting the system development charge methodology and establishing sanitary sewer and stormwater system development charge fees. No county general funds are involved. Greg Geist, Director of Water Environment Services, Aaron Blue, Finance Manager for the district. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Gary. Good morning, directors. Greg Geist, West Director. I will be brief. We've been to you twice on this issue back in April. I've met with a couple of you individually. We're talking about system development charges, the amount of money, the fee that we charge new development in order to build capacity for future growth. We're proposing to raise that fee 3% per year over the next 10 years. That's what's on the table.
Right. Right, Commissioners, questions? Commissioner Savas.
Yeah, so I have, and I want to thank staff, Aaron, Greg, for answering my questions. And I've been watching, y'all know, I've been watching this a long time, making sure that when we build a project that is growth-oriented, that we have the money there to pay the payments and not dip into ratepayer funds. And I know for the most part, we've managed that pretty well, but, there's been a couple exceptions where we didn't have enough funds. And we did tap into rates. So I am, witnessing, good fiscal management, and it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. But however, I'm also witnessing the economies of scale that I think a lot of us also anticipate. So with that, I just want to let you know, I want to keep a close eye on it, and I'm not necessarily, I'm probably going to vote yes for this today. And this is not to, the vote here is to not raise the SDCs as much as the recommendation of the advisory committee, and to pass some of that onto the rate base. Is that correct?
That is correct. The advisory committee recommended phasing in over 5 years.
So it's a matter of raising the SDCs this much or raising the SDCs a lot more, and we are choosing the lower amount.
3% versus 6%. Yes.
Right. So versus a doubling of that percentage, yeah. So I just want to put that on the record that I do want to monitor this closely because I know you are doing a lot of growth-related projects currently that are underway. So, and we don't know if there's a recession tomorrow. That means less building. That means less SDCs. So that's to me that's the time essence and the financial element of what I'm looking out for. So I can't sit here at the crystal ball today and know for sure that we're going to have adequate SDCs to fund this project or future projects.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner West?
Greg, thank you to yourself and your team for the hard work on this and finding that balance that we asked for. Good job. I also, colleagues, I don't know if you got a chance to read the letter from the HBA, the Home Builders Association, and developers and their thoughts and concerns around this. I think that we took that letter and those comments quite seriously and really tried to work with developers as they also are impacted by SDCs and these types of things. As we are trying to build more housing, we are trying to get that infrastructure up and going and finding that balance. And so I want to thank the HBA for being fantastic partners and developers for being partners in this and being pragmatic with us. So I will be voting yes on this today, and thank you for your hard work again.
Right. Well, right now I'll convene as a public hearing on this matter. So clerk, would you moderate the testimony on this?
Thank you, Chair. If you would like to comment on this specific matter, this is a final call to please fill out a blue card and deposit it in the box by the center doors. Mr. Chair, I would like to make sure, Mr. William Gifford, on your blue card submitted previously, you had marked Wes as one of your items. I just wanted to make sure that you did not wish to speak on this specific item. Yes. Please come forward and you'll have 3 minutes.
Commissioner, my name is William Gifford again. Oh, still. And I won't take a full 3 minutes, of course. I just want to reiterate that every time that, every comment that I have heard from this commission regarding Wes's fiscal responsibility has been positive. This is an amazing agency. I work on their advisory board, also on their budget committee, as you know. And the process that the advisory committee has gone through with the West staff has been deep and profound, and we think a lot about topics. I know that Commissioner Helm is very familiar with the work that we go through to get these things done, and I just want to say, as a citizen, I support this.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, I've received no other blue cards for those who wish to speak on this specific matter in person. This is a final call for your attending online and wish to speak on this specific matter to please raise your hand. Mr. Chair, I see no other members of the public, either physically or virtually present, who wish to comment on this specific public hearing.
Okay, thank you. I'll now close the public hearing portion and we'll move on. So colleagues, any remaining questions? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
Chair Roberts, I move we approve the resolution for adoption of the system development charge methodology and fees as presented.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Helm has moved to approve the resolution for the adoption of the system development charge methodology and fees as presented. Commissioner Schrader is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, would you please call the poll?
Director West.
Aye.
Director Savas.
Aye.
Director Schrader.
Aye.
Director Helm.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0, Mr. Chair.
Right. Now we'll move on to Water Environment Services consent agenda. So we'll continue on that.
Yes, Andrew, would you please read the Water Environment Services consent agenda?
Water Environment Services Board of Directors consent agenda. Item A, approval of limited delegation of signing authority to the Water Environment Services Director for submission of component districts reports in lieu of audit. No fiscal impact, no county general funds are involved. Mr. Chair, that concludes the Water Environment Services consent agenda.
Thank you. Any colleague wish to remove anything from the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, may I have a motion?
I move we approve the West consent agenda.
Second. Go ahead.
Right. Commissioner, I think you beat him. Commissioner Schrader has moved to approve the West consent agenda. Commissioner Helm has seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the poll for us.
Director West.
Aye.
Director Savas.
Aye.
Director Helm.
Aye.
Director Schrader.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I will now adjourn as the Water Environment Services Board of Directors and reconvene as the Board of County Commissioners. Gary.
Thank you. The presentation that was scheduled for Suicide Prevention Month, we are going to move that to next Tuesday at Issues because you must finish this meeting in 29 minutes. You must finish in 29 minutes. Next, previously approved land use issue, adoption of a comprehensive plan map amendment and zone change Z0109-25 and Z0110-25 for a property located at 23000 Southeast Eagle Creek Road and Eagle Creek. Caleb Hugel, Assistant County Counsel, will present. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Gary. Commissioners, the item this morning is to adopt an order approving the application just described. Planning Commission held a public hearing on July 14th and voted unanimously to recommend approval of the application. The board held a public hearing on August 5th and voted unanimously to approve the application with some additional conditions recommended by staff. The order before you today would approve the application as recommended by staff, and there are findings supporting the decision attached to the order. Chair Roberts, you were absent from the board's public hearing. You're not automatically disqualified from voting in this matter, but unless you've reviewed the record and are prepared to vote, it would be perfectly appropriate for you to abstain from voting. It is staff's recommendation that you adopt the order. Planning staff are here today, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.
Questions, comments? All right, may I have a motion?
Chair, I move that we adopt previously approved comprehensive plan, map amendment, and zone change in files Z0109-25 and Z0110-25 as recommended by staff.
Second.
Commissioner West has moved to adopt the previously approved comprehensive plan map amendment and zone change in files Z0109-25 and Z0110-25 as recommended by staff. Further discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, would you please call the poll?
Commissioner Schrader.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
I'll abstain.
Motion passes 4-0 to 1, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Gary.
Next, a board discussion item on approval of a disposition and development agreement with Level Development OCC-01 for the Main Street Courthouse. Agreement value is contingent on appraisal not to be less than $100,000. Funding is through Level Development OCC-01. No county general funds are involved. Nancy Bush, County Operating Officer, will give a quick presentation on the history of this, and then we'll go to board discussion. Go ahead, please, Nancy.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. So yes, I will do as quick a job as I can. There is quite a history with this. So as you know, that the former county courthouse was constructed in 1937. It is found to be seismically deficient, and it is cost prohibitive to address the issues such as electrical, plumbing, HVAC system, and seismic issues. The county is currently spending about $350,000 a year to maintain that vacant building. So the timeline for the DDA in coming to this proposal, just real quickly, the building was vacated in May of 2024, and at that same time, the Board of County Commissioners discussed having an advisory committee to explore the future of the Main Street Courthouse. In July of 24, the BCC approved that committee and to move forward with exploration of what we could do with the courthouse. In September, the BCC of 2024, the BCC approved the composition, scope of work, the timeline for the Main Street Courthouse, and the committee. The committee included representation, from the economic development lead from the county as well as from the city, the mayor from Oregon City, the economic and the leader and two commissioners from the county commissioners, Downtown Oregon City Alliance, Oregon City Chamber of Commerce, and Oregon City Business Alliance. In October of 24, the Main Street Courthouse Committee met and recommended to sell or transfer the courthouse to an entity that would fully contribute to the economic vitality of the downtown Oregon City. In November of 24, the BCC directed staff to develop the proposal to implement the Main Street Courthouse Committee's recommendation. We actually came up then with the RFEI proposal, which also was brought back to the Board of County Commissioners, which then directed staff in December of 24 to move forward with the request for expressions of interest. In 25, that was sent out. So the RFEI was sent out and marketed to 180 parties through the OregonBuys.gov, 450 developmental firms through the Office of Economic Development, and 200 unique visitors to the county's RFEI website, plus some unknown traffic to the LoopNet and other outlets that were there. And then we closed it in March, so it was open for more than 60 days. In April of '25, the BCC conducted a joint work session with Oregon City on the Main Street Courthouse, and we convened the advisory committee at that time to evaluate the proposals. In May, of 2025, the advisory committee presented the recommendation to the BCC, and at that time, the county commissioners held a public discussion regarding the proposal, and after the public discussion, the BCC directed staff to move forward with those negotiations. So that is a very quick history that's been going on for quite some time regarding the Main Street Courthouse.
All right, thank you. Commissioners, questions, comments?
Can I make a motion?
Yes, or Commissioner Savas.
Or we do
Go ahead.
in discussion, I guess we
Go
can.
ahead and make your motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I move that we approve the disposition and the development agreement with Level 1 OCC. Did I say that right? Level OCC 1 for the Main Street Courthouse.
Second.
All right. Commissioner West has moved to approve the disposition of the development agreement with Level OCC-1 for the Main Street Courthouse. Commissioner Savas has seconded that. Further discussion?
Yeah. When we were here last, we heard from the mayor of Oregon City and I believe another person indicating that they wanted to make sure that we had a DDA that would indeed build what was promised, and our staff and Level 1 have done that. So just want to let you know that was one of the things that came to my attention that we pursued, and so we're honoring that, obviously, and living up to that. The other thing I just want to be very upfront about, I've been contacted for a while now, dating back to May, June area, about an individual who feels as though there might have been either a misstep or an error in the process. It had the sound and appearances of maybe it was something that we should take to the Oregon Ethics Commission, which we have sent that to the Oregon Ethics Commission, and I'm waiting for a written response. But the verbal response we got back was that they didn't see any problem with anything of that. So unless legal counsel has any updates, did we get a written response yet?
No.
Okay. So, so the fact that we already got signaled that they didn't see any problem, and I think that what the scale of any part of the claim, again, when I look at all the material again, I don't think it's going to do anything that's going to forego or change or disrupt this process. So I'm here to support it today, but I just wanted to put on the record that I'm continuing to look at that and make sure that we checked all the boxes, but I don't think it's going to have any impact on this project. So that's why I'm voting yes, and seconded the motion. So I appreciate everyone being here today, and I have already noticed that it's much easier to get parking in downtown Oregon City right now. Usually I'm struggling and I'm walking a long ways, but I think that's a sign that there's less people down there and there's probably less business. So I hear what you're saying. Thank you.
All right. I'm not sure if it was Schrader or West. Do you mind? I'm going to go with Martha first. Is that all right?
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Nancy, I just wanted to ask you, there are some artifacts in the new courthouse from the downtown city courthouse. Could you just let the public know what those are and why they're significant?
So I know there's a plaque, and then there's certain other elements of, I don't have a list,
Well,
I'm so sorry.
I'm talking about Lady Liberty.
Oh, Lady
and-
Justice.
Lady
Lady Justice, yes, has
and-
been moved to the new courthouse.
Right.
There are other historical elements that have been brought to this new courthouse. One of them is a 100% iron door that was in the very original courthouse in Clackamas County, which is now on display in the new courthouse. There are other elements that in the DDA that the developer is also going to try to get out if he can get them out without destroying them. But we have moved as many historical elements that we can to the new courthouse, including photos, artwork, and those types of things.
So the story of the courthouse is there, even though the building, at this point is not going to be preserved, but there is an effort to make sure that some of the significant pieces
Absolutely.
are
Yes.
kept intact.
Yes, absolutely.
And again, hopefully, as the project moves forward with the developer, that there's going to be an effort as well to see what can actually be, maintained, pulled, or at least have a bit of history
Yes.
down there.
Yes, that's in our documentation that we have here, that you actually be working, if you do decide to sign today, it's all there.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Chair. I understand the need and the desire to preserve the history, especially in a storied, historic town like Oregon City. And I think we all share that desire and the importance of that in our heritage and where we come from and what generations did before us and what they built and that importance. I understand that. But we also have to deal with reality and be pragmatic. And today I'll be enthusiastically supporting the approval of this DDA. And I think it's important to understand why this vote's happening and why it's so consequential. And I think we should talk a little bit about small businesses that all too often are facing difficult headwinds. And we need to mitigate those headwinds when possible. We will be doing that today. Our small businesses are important drivers of economic growth. They foster important social connections in our community. They enhance our local character also, not just old courthouses, but also our important small businesses enhance that local character. They are real people's lives that we see every single day in the way that they're able to provide essential services and commerce within a community. And we need to keep that money and economic vitality circulating locally. There's a stat that I've always found a little bit, that paints the picture of the importance of small business. I always found it very fascinating, is that for every dollar spent at a small business, roughly 67% of that goes right back directly to that local community. In comparison, when we look at larger chains or larger corporations, at best you get to 40 cents per dollar. And basically, these small businesses, they're us. They're our neighbors, they're who we are. And they reflect us in our community and what's important. And I've had the opportunity to really get to know some of these vibrant, amazing small businesses on Main Street. You might often find me having breakfast with a colleague or a constituent at Renee's. I had the opportunity to meet with Representative Vanessa Hartman just last week at the Watershed Cafe and Bistro. It's amazing, by the way. It's a fantastic business. You need to go. Yesterday, I met another colleague and a friend, and we went to the White Rabbit. And that place is also amazing. And I've been to Verdict for happy hour. And I have been to walk through the furniture store and looked at different furniture. I have had the opportunity to feel like I've gotten to know some of you guys through you showing us who you are through your small business. And so I think we have a moral duty and obligation to help these businesses thrive and to continue to have a vibrant Main Street moving forward. And so we can continue to tell the story of Oregon City. We're not going to tell it very good if it becomes a ghost town and it doesn't stay vibrant. And so we've made intentional efforts to preserve important history, but this is the right and pragmatic thing to do moving forward. And I will full-heartedly, with full enthusiasm, be voting yes today to approve this DDA.
Thank you. Commissioner Helm.
As a former small business owner, I have deep respect for those of you who showed up today. I know what it's like to take time out of your busy schedule. I know what it's like to work 7 days a week, and I know it's a 24/7 job, because even when you go to bed at night, your phone rings in the middle of the night with problems with employees or whatever. I'm thrilled to be supporting this today, too. I see this as a great movement forward for downtown Oregon City, and I'm so excited to see this growth.
Right. And just a quick comment, and this process is going to take a while. And I think it's incumbent on all of us to encourage folks to visit downtown, to take every opportunity to talk about what is going on downtown. And just want to let you know, we had county treasurers from throughout the state of Oregon here, along with a lot of banking institutions. And had the opportunity to welcome folks, and that was one of the things I said is, hey, you've got to visit our downtown if you like a little hatchet throwing practice. A lot of other opportunities downtown. It's a very great opportunity to see what's happening. And so anyway, I just encourage all of us to encourage folks to go down and take advantage of it. They need our business right now. So let's do that. So with that being said, Clerk, would you do us, call a poll for us?
Commissioner Schrader.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0, Mr. Chair.
Right, Gary, we're moving right
We
along.
have,
We got to
12
hustle.
minutes. All right, consent agenda. Andrew, would you please read the consent agenda?
Consent agenda for the Board of County Commissioners. Item A, elected officials. 1, approval of previous business meeting minutes for the Board of County Commissioners. 2, approval of a grant application to the Oregon Criminal Justice Commission for illegal marijuana market law enforcement costs. Grant value is $1 million for 2 years. Funding is the Oregon Criminal Justice Commission. No county general funds are involved. B, County Administration. 1, approval of an intergovernmental agreement with Oregon Correctional Enterprises for the board hearing room dais replacement and pony wall. Contract value is $105,000 for 5 months. Funding is through American Rescue Plan Act funds. No county general funds are involved. Tourism. 1, approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Department of Transportation for planning phase contributions to the Mount Hood Rest Area Relocation Project. Agreement value is $50,000 for 2 years. Funding is through the transient lodging tax. No county general funds are involved. D, technology services. 1, approval of an amendment to a service level agreement with the Sunrise Water Authority for new fiber cables to water pump stations. Amendment value is $141,535 for 17 years. Total agreement value is $328,325 for 17 years. Funding is through the Clackamas Broadband Exchange monthly cable lease revenue. No county general funds are involved. E, public and government affairs. 1, approval of a personal services contract with Parachute Strategies for on-call marketing services. Contract value is $450,000 for 3 years. Funding is through direct billing to county departments, which includes multiple funding sources, including federal and state funds, and may include a small portion of budgeted county general funds. 2, approval of personal services contract with Sheepscott Creative for on-call marketing services. Contract value is $450,000 for 3 years. Funding is through direct billing to county departments, which includes multiple funding sources, including federal and state funds, and may include a small portion of budgeted county general funds. F, Health, Housing, and Human Services. 1, approval of a revenue grant or application to the Oregon Department of Human Services for direct appropriation of funds to support the Aging and Disabilities Resource Center. Grant value is $285,387 for 2 years. Funding is to the Oregon Department of Human Services and $30,892 of budgeted county general funds. 2, approval of a personal services contract with Transcending Hope for bilingual peer support specialists at 2 family homes. Contract value is $372,458.14 for 16 months. Funding is to the Oregon Health Authority and the Oregon Health Plan. No county general funds are involved. 3, approval of an amendment to an intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Health Authority for reallocation of community mental health, addiction treatment, recovery and prevention services, and problem gambling program funds. Amendment value is $52,750 for 6 months. Total agreement value is $22,584,031 for 2 years. Funding is to the Oregon Health Authority. No county general funds are involved. 4, approval of an amendment to a personal services contract with Catholic Community Services of Western Washington for child behavioral health stabilization services. Amendment rescinds $727,082 and increases time by 1 year. Total contract value is decreased to $727,082 for 27 months. Funding is the Oregon Health Authority. No county general funds are involved. 5, approval of a personal services contract with AB Staffing Solutions for as-needed medical, dental, and psychiatric providers at health centers. Contract value is $500,000 for 5 years. Funding is through health centers' fees for services. No county general funds are involved. 6, approval of board order authorizing a loan for the Clackamas Heights Park Place redevelopment project and delegating authority to the county administrator and the director of Health, Housing, and Human Services to finalize and sign all necessary closing documents. Loan value is $3,500,000 for 55 years. Funding is the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. No county general funds are involved. Mr. Chair, that concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Any of my colleagues wish to remove any item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Helm has moved to approve the consent agenda. Commissioner Schrader has seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the poll.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Schrader.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0, Mr. Chair.
I will now recess as Board of County Commissioners and convene as the North Clackamas Parks and Rec District Board of Directors. Gary?
This is the consent agenda for the North Clackamas Parks and Recreation District. Andrew, would you please read the consent agenda?
Clackamas Parks and Recreation District Board of Directors consent agenda. Item A, approval of a public improvement contract with 2KG Contractors for concrete stair and pool deck repair. Contract value is $206,599 for 3 months. Funding is the North Clackamas Parks and Recreation District Capital Repair and Replacement Funds. No county general funds are involved. Mr. Chair, that concludes the North Clackamas Parks and Recreation District consent agenda.
Thank you. Directors wish to remove any item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
I move that we approve the NCPRD consent agenda as read.
Second.
All right, Director West has moved to approve the North Clackamas Parks Rec District consent agenda. Director Savas has seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, would you please call the poll?
Director Schrader.
Aye.
Director Helm.
Aye.
Director Savas.
Aye.
Director West.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I will now adjourn as the North Clackamas Parks and Rec District Board of Directors and reconvene as the Board of County Commissioners. Gary?
County Administrator update, I will just share there is no business meeting next Thursday, September 25th, because you will be interviewing county council candidates. The next business meeting of the board will be Thursday, October 2nd. That is my report. Back to you, Chair.
And in the interest of time, my fellow colleagues, I know we have a drop dead, so for communication, if we could hold that till another day. Sounds like we have a consensus there. So on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, thank you for joining us today. There's no further business. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.